Have you ever stopped to think that something as simple as walking might be aging you faster than you realize? That's right. If you're over 70 and think walking is enough to keep you healthy, I've got some shocking news for you. Doctors, a warning that relying only on walking could be wrecking your strength, your joints, and even your independence. And the worst part, you might not notice until it's too late. But don't worry, because today I'm going to reveal 5 game-changing secrets that can transform your health, give you back your energy, and help you live longer and better without ditching walking altogether, but by supercharging it with what actually works. So, if you want to feel stronger, younger, and more independent in the years ahead, stick with me until the end of this video, because the last secret is something almost nobody talks about, but it could literally save your life. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, hit that button now and turn on the bell so you don't miss any of our videos. And if you like what I'm about to show you, drop a 1 in the comments. If you don't, just write 0, so I know how to make things better. You ready? Let's do this. First off, let me break down why walking too much can totally backfire. We grow up hearing that walking is the key to good health, right? And it's not like that's a lie. Walking is great. But after 70, leaning on it as your only exercise can be a deadly mistake. Why? Because your body changes. Your muscles start melting away with something called sarcopenia, a fancy name for a brutal reality, the loss of muscle mass that leaves you weaker every single day. Your joints start creaking, your balance fades, and all of a sudden, a little stumble turns into a fall that lands you in bed for months. And I'm not just making this up. Doctors and experts are sounding the alarm louder than ever. The problem isn't walking itself. It's thinking it's enough. Walking mostly works your legs, but it doesn't build new muscle. It doesn't really improve your balance. And it can even overload your joints if you're not careful. Want an example? I met a lady named Mrs. Maria, 72 years old, who walked 5 miles every day. Everyone thought she was the picture of health, until one day she tried to lift a grocery bag and couldn't do it. Her doctor told her, "Maria, you're losing muscle way too fast, and walking isn't cutting it." It was a wake-up call for her, and it might be for you too. So if walking isn't the full answer, what should you do? That's exactly what I'm going to show you next. Let's kick things off with the first secret: strength training. Forget the idea that lifting weights is just for young gym bros. After 70, building muscle is literally the difference between living independently or needing someone to help you with everything. Know why? Because sarcopenia, that villain I mentioned earlier, doesn't mess around. Studies show you can lose up to 5% of your muscle mass every year if you don't do anything to stop it, and walking alone won't fix that. But here's the good news. Even at 70, 80, or 90, you can turn it around. You don't need heavy weights or a gym membership. Grab a couple of water bottles and do some arm lifts while you're watching TV. Or try standing up from a chair without using your hands. That's already a strength exercise. I met a guy named Robert, 74 years old, who thought walking was enough, until one day he couldn't even open a jar of jelly. Desperate, he started using resistance bands for light exercises at home. 3 months later, not only could he open jars with ease, but he was carrying groceries without any pain. So try this right now. Stand up from your chair without using your hands. Did you manage? If not, it's time to start building up those muscles. And if you're liking this video so far, drop a 1 in the comments to let me know. Now on to the second secret: balance and stability. You know what's the leading cause of hospital stays for seniors? Falls. And it's not just weak legs, it's a lack of balance. Walking doesn't train those tiny stabilizer muscles in your feet, ankles, and core that keep you steady. And the worst part? You don't even realize your balance is slipping until you're already falling. Think about the last time you stumbled or almost fell. Did you get that chill down your spine? Yeah, exactly. But there's a fix. Simple exercises like standing on one leg for 10 seconds or walking heel to toe in a straight line can completely transform your stability. A buddy of mine, John, 76 years old, almost took a nasty fall stepping off a curb. It scared the heck out of him, but his doctor recommended these basic exercises. Within a few weeks, he felt way more confident getting around. Want to test your balance now? Get up, hold onto a wall for safety, and try standing on one leg for 10 seconds. Can't do it? Then it's time to start training before a fall catches you off guard. We've reached the third secret: flexibility and mobility. Ever feel like your body's getting stiffer, like turning your neck or bending down to grab something's getting tougher? That's not just getting old. It's a lack of varied movement. Walking doesn't stretch your muscles or lubricate your joints the way they need. And if you don't take care of this, you'll keep getting more locked up until simple stuff like putting on your shoes turns into a real struggle. But there's a way to fix it. Light stretches, like slowly turning your neck or pulling your knees to your chest, can work wonders. A lady I know, Clara, 78 years old, used to feel stiff as a board every morning. She started doing just 5 minutes of stretching every day and said it felt like she got 10 years back. So try this now. Turn your head to the side, real slow. Feel any tightness? If you do, it's time to start paying more attention to your flexibility. Fourth secret: strengthen your core and improve your posture. It's not just about looking sharper. A bad posture puts extra stress on your spine, causes back pain, and even ups your risk of falling. Walking doesn't work those deep abdominal muscles that support your spine. And you know what happens when your core's weak? You start feeling aches you can't explain. You start slouching forward, and even breathing gets harder. Simple exercises like squeezing your belly for 5 seconds or standing against a wall to line up your shoulders can make a huge difference. A friend of mine, Harold, 75 years old, was always dealing with back pain. He started doing these exercises, and within a few weeks he was walking taller and pain-free. Want to test it out? Lean against a wall right now and see if you can line up your head, shoulders and hips without straining. Feels tough? That's a sign your core needs some love. And finally, the fifth secret, the one hardly anyone talks about but could save: your mobility. Protect your joints with low-impact movements. Walking too much can wear down your knees, hips and ankles, especially after 70, when your cartilage ain't what it used to be. That doesn't mean stop walking, but you gotta mix in stuff like swimming, a stationary bike or Tai Chi. These options strengthen the muscles around your joints without stressing them out. A neighbor of mine, Ray, 77 years old, used to have knee pain after every walk. He swapped out a few days for some water aerobic sessions, and he said it felt like a weight lifted off his legs. So pay attention. Next time you go for a walk, notice if your knees or hips are complaining afterward. If they are, it's time to add some of these low-impact moves to your routine. But let me lay down some hard truth before I wrap up. This video isn't perfect, and I know it. Some folks might say the title's too sensational, that walking isn't really that dangerous. And they're right. Walking's great, but only if it's part of a bigger plan. What I'm trying to do here is open your eyes so you don't fall into the trap of thinking walking alone solves everything. Another fair critique is that I didn't cite specific studies here. But you know why? Because I want you to dig deeper yourself, talk to your doctor, and see with your own eyes what's going on with your body. And one more thing, these tips aren't a magic fix. Everyone's different. If you've got arthritis, heart issues, or any other condition, checking with a pro before you start is a must. But here's the cold, hard fact. If you don't act now, sarcopenia, falls and pain are gonna come for you. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So don't wait. Start today, even with small steps. So, to wrap it up, walking's good, but it's not enough. You need strength, balance, flexibility, a strong core, and movements that protect your joints. These 5 secrets aren't just about keeping you active. They're about keeping you alive, independent, and happy for years to come. So tell me, which of these secrets are you going to start working on today? Drop it in the comments and let me know one thing you learned here. And if you liked the video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Your health ain't waiting, and I won't wait to see you thriving in the next video. Catch you later.